Just fucking do it. Subscribe now.
Are you going to have a successor when you go into politics? No QLA successor?
No, sir. I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to turn it over to my kids. That's all horseshit. When I pack it in, and breaking news, then that's what it's going to say. Well, I plan on. I turn 80 in August of 2025. I plan on giving seminars at some level my 80th year, which is July to 2026, and then, like Pontius Pilate did to Christ, I'm washing my hands. I also plan on being elected by that time, and as a member of Parliament, I can have a second job, but I plan on being a minister, if not the Prime Minister. And as a minister or Prime Minister, you can't have another job. So it'll kind of coincide with my 80 and a half birthday. And today's articles that came out. Now, thank you. But the institution, the political institution in the UK is afraid of me. And they should be. But nobody says anything bad about me. Our approval rating is 93-ish. EJ? 93-ish approval. I should not have 93 approval. I should have 33. But if you're smart, as Costa Grassos, the Greek, said decades ago, if you're smart, you're fucking afraid of Mr. Peña. If you're stupid, you'll find out why you're stupid. Yes, sir.
So the chairman, they don't have to be wealthy?
No, but they have to be experienced.
Okay. In M&A, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, well, correct. Deals. He could be a Greek bum. Now, because he knows one of my Greek kids, George. But, I mean, to the Greeks, the fact that I was the right-hand man to Costa Grassos is a big deal.
Is the camera on right now?
Yeah.
Christos, you are coming the next seminar.
To the Greeks, being the right-hand man, Costa Grassos is a big deal. It's a big deal. And I was privileged to be the right-hand man for many years to Costa Grassos. And I was the only non-Greek in the hierarchy. And to my chagrin, I never really thanked him properly. Okay? I know you're resting in hell now, Costa, so thank you. There's no way he went to heaven. Play forward to you, fine. But I mean, I've done and performed for a lot of guys. I've never not performed. It's like I said earlier in the seminar, I can't remember the last time I failed. And whereas you guys have to stretch to think the last time you succeeded. Now that's braggadocious, but it happens to be true. And but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to politics in my 80s. Other questions, comments? Sir. Mike, please.
Did you ever happen to have any dealings with the J. Paul Getty and Getty Oil? And
he was dead. But I mean, the foundation, absolutely. He wasn't my idol in that respect. But he had only a payphone in his house where you had to pay money. Cheapest, supposedly. He took pride in being the cheapest white man on the planet. Of course, now with the way the world turned, you can't. It's not popular to say that. His grandson was kidnapped in Italy, and they cut his ear off, and they sent him his ear. And he says, I have 12 other grandchildren. You can cut the parts up. I'm not paying. when they were trying to kidnap my kids, I would have never paid. Not a penny. They could have sent me their heart in a box. Everybody in this room would have paid.
You wouldn't pay that?
Fuck no. Not a penny.
What if they stole your dog?
No, that's different. I'm very partial to my animals, and Sally's even more partial. But, and I've dealt with some heavy-duty guys. But J. Paul Getty, I didn't know him, but I knew his guys. And they said that, you know, you remind me of J. Paul as a young man. At Onassis, they said, I remind them of Aristotle as a young man. And these other organizations I've been privileged with. When I was dealing with Ford, they said that you remind me of the old man Ford, because all these guys are hard asses. But there's guys a lot harder ass than my comment.
Yeah, just because you mentioned Aristotle Onassis, I read that when Aristotle Onassis was a young boy in Turkey slinging tobacco, J. Paul Getty, as a rich, wealthy man, he met him there one day having tea, and they had a bit of an interaction back then.
Well, I've met either directly or indirectly a lot of the guys. They're icons now. And they're all animals. All animals. But you don't have to be an animal. 5% of me, you're billionaire. When I was negotiating between Israel and Palestinians, and they both said, the Israelis will fuck you. The Palestinians, the Arabs will fuck you. They both said the same thing. They had script, cue cards, and neither one fucked me. They both respected me because I was hard as nails. And that's why, unfortunately, I don't see any settlement in that war or that dispute. This is not going to happen. It's just fucking, that's a pipe dream. Yet I made a lot of money on both sides. I was a whore, a carpetbagger, maybe. But I made a lot of money on both sides. And they both knew I was doing business with the other side. And for some reason, I convinced them I'm not going to rat the Palestinian side. I know you're not a Palestinian side or the Jew side. And I never did. I had a couple opportunities, I can say this 30, 40 years later, where I could have made, 40, 50, 80 million dollars if I had leaked, but I didn't. I wasn't afraid of being killed, but I didn't, because I told them I won't do it. And guys, your word is your bond. You can't buy your integrity. Anything else?
My final question, before
what?
Before hardcore. Yeah, I'll have more questions for you when I get to hardcore after my first
Sure.
deal. But how would you want us to take full advantage of the hard drive, the setup? I haven't checked it yet, but if you were...
By the way, you don't get a second hard drive. If you lose it tonight, I'm sorry. Fuck you, I don't care. You lost it already?
No. I have a question.
Sure.
Yesterday you showed us a packet regarding the agenda. Is that on the hard drive?
It's on the hard drive.
It's on it. Okay, thank you.
Maybe we try to take most of the good stuff off the hard drive for him. No, but I mean, the kid asked a lot of questions, many of which are redundant, as you all know. But the fact that, he's concerned, I understand. So I don't take that away from you. It's a pain in the ass, but I don't take it away from you. And I explained to him why his model isn't as good as he thought it was. But, I mean, I don't give a lot of brownie points or credits for you trying, but I would rather you try and fail. And I have a great deal of respect for that. And God knows nobody tried and was not successful more than me. I mean, I fucked up everything. And then somehow I figured out from a military experience, well, I'm used to being around generals, ambassadors, and shit like that. And so I seeked out super high performance people, governors, Costa, Vatican, and through Costa I met the Vatican Bank, and a lot of high powered people.
Is there something you use to seek out these high performance people? And I know you.
Yeah, I mean, now, supposedly in the old days, Irish guys were pushy. You don't seem too pushy to me. Pushy, arrogant, conceited. A couple of pints and they thought they were the fucking the head of the Premier League. And and I just walked into the offices, knocked on doors, sent emails. But your lawyers and your accountants, if you know what I mean, if they don't introduce you to these people, you have either they're embarrassed by you or they're the wrong people. But the top 3 or 4 law firms in Ireland can introduce you to anybody you need to know. The top 2 or 3 accounting firms in Ireland can introduce you to anybody you need to know. Now, I'm close to the church. I'm not suggesting you, but I mean, if everything else fails, I can get to anybody through the church. I'm not suggesting that I asked you if you went to church, right?
Yeah.
You said you did.
Yeah.
And you went with your wife.
Yes.
I used to know the bishop and the cardinal there in Ireland. They're gone now.
In jail.
Well, you said that, but anyway. No, but I mean, the church and the synagogue and the mosques can get you into anybody. But now, if you have never been to the mosque or the synagogue in your life, that's a tough, But somebody on your board should be religious.
What about Freemasonry?
Pardon?
Freemasonry?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody thinks I'm a Mason. I'm not. I've been asked 1,000 times, but anyway. There's different ways to skin the cat. How serious are you? Ireland, if you can have fun in Ireland, something's wrong with you. But you told me, I told Sally, I'm sick to my stomach, thinking calorie counting and all this shit. What the fuck happened?
Just stick to Dublin.
Huh?
Just stick to Dublin and
okay,
Kerry.
The bishop there, he's gone now, who was obviously Irish. My best friend was John Fogarty, Carmelite priest, and he said that they went to the seminary together back in the day, and they said that Danny is a good boy. Me, which is a lie, but anyway, Danny's a good boy. So when I went to Dublin, it was like I was a fucking pope, the way they treated me. And they said, how well do you know John? Or Father Fogarty? 35 years. And Fogarty's brothers were priests, sisters were nuns, the whole. And they said, well, John speaks very highly of you. Thank you. Thank you. How can I help you? And they did. Of course, then Deputy Taoiseach. You should be a billionaire. Not the chicken shit numbers we talked about. It's better to be lucky than smart. You understand? Now, Sally and I are not coming back to Ireland based on the parameters you set up. But there's certain places in the world that are more fun to have, more fun. That used to be one of them. When he told me, I thought I was delusional, and that dual reality that I talk about, Calorie County, fuck, muscle, what the fuck happened? We only have 2 six-packs on the Hall of Fame. In my closing remarks, 2 six-packs. Okay. Okay. I'm not. I have never been one of those six-packs. Okay. The 2 six-packs are Marcus Bauer and TK. Yeah. They're the only six-packs we've ever had. In other words, okay. But you do not need a six-pack. Okay, kids. I'm going to leave you to your own devices. Thank you. You don't have to go to bed. Stay up, have a few drinks, or more than a few drinks. I have appointments tomorrow, starting at 11:30, which I'm looking forward to. Travel safe back to wherever you're coming from, or going to, I should say. And, go out there, rip their head off, and shit down their neck. And, the world is our oyster, legitimately. We made a shit ton of money. I will read the Russian letter tomorrow when I wake up. If I'm on a plane, not tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday to Moscow, you know that Putin has adopted me. And
Make sure you got them both.
Pardon?
Make sure you got them both.
Oh yes, and I may need a Russian interpreter. Yeah, but I mean, kids, the world is our oyster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.